Today we're going to be evaluating functions. So for this problem here, well, we have two problems. But for our first, we have one function, f of x is equal to 5x squared plus x. So our input, or our domain, all the same thing, is x. And what we're doing to our input is we're squaring it, or multiplying it by itself, multiplying it times 5, and then we're adding it to that. All right? So what we're going to put in our input here is 2. Oops, yeah. I'll use this one. All right, 2. So what that means is instead of wherever you see an x, that's where you're going to put 2. And it's very important to put parentheses in there. And you'll see why with the second example. So f, instead of saying of x of 2 now is 5. Instead of putting an x there, we're replacing it with 2 squared plus 2. Really easy, okay? Now, it's very important that you remember your order of operations when doing this. So remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So parentheses, then exponents, multiplication and division go together, and addition and subtraction. So the first thing that we have here is we have the parentheses and exponents. So that's going to give us, that's equal to 5 times 4, okay? Because 2 squared is 4. So we're doing our exponent plus 2, all right? So we're moving on down the line. Now we're going to get to our multiplication. So f of 2 is equal to 20, multiplying the 5 and the 4 plus 2. And the last step is very, very easy. You get that f of 2 is equal to 22. And that's your final answer. Now, for the next one, it's still the same function, so we're still going with the one up here. F of x is equal to 5x squared plus x, but this time we're plugging in negative 2. All right? So it's very important that you are careful. So I'm going to write out f of negative 2 is equal to 5. Instead of saying x squared, I'll put negative 2 squared. Instead of saying plus x, I'll put plus negative 2. All right? Now, we're still using our order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS, whatever you're used to. So we have f of negative 2 is equal to 5. Now, please be careful with that negative. It's very important that you use parentheses, especially if you're putting this in your calculator, because negative 2 squared is positive, okay? It's positive 4 because you're multiplying negative 2 times negative 2, and negative times negative is a positive, okay? And so if you add a negative, it's the same thing as subtracting 2, okay? So for this one, I didn't really change anything. I just changed how it was written. It's the same thing, all right? So f of negative 2 is equal to 20 because 4 times 5 is 20 minus 2, okay? So our final answer is f of negative 2 is equal to 18. That was our first answer, and this is our second answer.